There's a certain kind of morning you only get in Oslo in the summer. The air is warm, the light is soft, and the fjord stretches out in front of you, calm and impossibly blue. Cruise ships glide in from the open water and settle into the harbor, dwarfing the little sailboats bobbing around them. From the rocks along the shore, you can watch it all unfold, the ferries crossing back and forth, small boats cutting quiet lines across the water, the hills rolling out toward the horizon on every side. A gull perches on the rocks nearby, completely unbothered by the size of the ships passing behind it. There's no rush to anything here. The city is just waking up to another perfect day by the water, and for a few minutes, it feels like the whole fjord belongs to you. This is where our day begins. Just a short boat ride from the city center, the coastline turns wild. Smooth, sun-warmed rock formations rise straight out of the fjord, layered and weathered from centuries of water and wind. On a day like this, they're covered with people, stretched out on towels, propped up on elbows soaking up the sun, or standing at the edge working up the nerve to jump straight into the cold, clear water below. Some climb higher into the trees for a better view. Others just lie flat against the warm stone and let the whole afternoon slip by. There's no sand here, no boardwalk, no lifeguard stand. Just bare rock, green pine forest behind it, and blue water in every direction. And somehow that's exactly what makes it perfect. This is Oslo's version of a beach day, completely unpolished and completely full of life, and once you've tried it, it's hard to imagine wanting anything else. Further along the coast, the rocks give way to soft sand, tucked right up against the tree line. Families spread out blankets, kids run in and out of the shallows, and small groups wade out chest deep just to float on their backs and stare up at the sky. The water here is calmer, warmer near the shore, gentle enough that nobody's in a hurry to get out. Behind the beach, the forest rises up thick and green, shading half the sand by early afternoon. It's quiet, unhurried, completely removed from the pace of the city, even though downtown Oslo is only minutes away by boat. You could easily lose track of time here, and most people do. Round the next bend and the coastline changes again. A narrow inlet opens up, sheltered and still, lined with old boathouses and a handful of fishing boats resting quietly at their moorings. There's a red-roofed cabin tucked into the hillside, weathered docks stretching out into the water, and barely a ripple to disturb the surface. A few small motorboats sit tied up side by side, waiting for their owners to come back for an evening cruise. It's the kind of place that feels like it's been exactly this quiet for 100 years. No crowds, no noise, just the gentle knock of boat against dock. A small, peaceful pause tucked between the wild coastline and the busy city, before the day picks back up again. And pick back up it does. Back in the city, thousands of people have gathered on the fortress grounds, packed shoulder to shoulder around a massive screen glowing bright against the evening sky. Flags are waving, scarves are draped over shoulders, and every eye in the crowd is locked onto the same match. Someone starts a chant and it ripples outward across the whole square within seconds. Vendors weave through the edges of the crowd, tents are pitched for shade, and every bench and step nearby has someone perched on it, craning for a better view. This is what summer in Oslo looks like when there's a big match on. The whole city seems to show up at once, strangers becoming instant friends over a shared goal, and for 90 minutes, absolutely nothing else matters. As the sun drops lower and the light turns gold, the tables along the harbor fill in completely. Long wooden benches, packed end to end, with barely enough room to set another plate down. Food gets passed around, drinks clink together, and conversations spill from one table into the next until the whole promenade feels like one giant gathering. Behind it all, the water catches the last of the evening light, turning a warm shade of amber that makes even a simple dinner outside feel like an occasion. Somewhere nearby, a public address system hums with match commentary, keeping everyone half-tuned to the game even as they eat. There's nowhere better to be right now, and judging by the size of the crowd, everyone here already knows it. From the harbor, it's just a short walk to one of the most unusual buildings in the city. The Oslo Opera House doesn't just sit on the waterfront, it rises straight out of it, its sloped white marble roof built to be walked on rather than admired from a distance. People wander up toward the top in twos and threes, phones out, taking in a skyline view most cities would never let you get this close to. Old rooftops and church spires poke up between newer glass towers, Construction cranes mark where the next wave of the city is being built, and green hills roll out beyond it all, framing the entire scene. Some visitors sit right down on the warm stone to take it in slowly. Others keep climbing toward the very peak of the roofline. Either way, it's one of those views that makes you stop scrolling and just look for a minute. And when it's time to move on, the city makes it easy. Oslo's trams roll quietly through the streets, weaving past old brick buildings, shop fronts, and busy sidewalks, connecting every corner of town without ever feeling rushed. The doors slide open, a handful of people step on and off, and within seconds it's gliding forward again toward the next stop. It's a small thing, but it says a lot about this place. Even getting from one part of the day to the next feels effortless here, like the city was designed for exactly this kind of unhurried exploring. Which brings us to the perfect way to close things out. Floating right on the fjord, just across from the old fortress walls, a cluster of wooden sauna houses sits waiting, flags fluttering off their rooftops. Heat up inside, step out onto the deck, feel the warm wood under your feet, and when you're ready, there's only one way down. One by one, people climb up onto the railing, take a breath, and dive straight into the fjord below, disappearing under the cold water before popping back up laughing and swimming for the ladder. Others just tread water nearby, watching the fortress walls glow in the evening light, in absolutely no hurry to climb back out. Fjords in the morning, wild rocky beaches by midday, a whole city cheering as one by evening, and a plunge straight into the water to close it all out. That's a summer day in Oslo, unpolished, unhurried, and completely unforgettable. And if this doesn't convince you to visit, I don't know what will.